Hi guys, in this video we're going to discuss valves. We will look at the valves found in veins as well as the valves found in the heart. We will start by discussing the function of a valve. Now, a valve is said to be made up of flaps. I'll show you what it looks like. But the structure of the valve is such that it prevents the backflow of blood. This is our definition of a valve. Please take it down from the screen. I will continue. Here we have a picture which shows us how the valve works. The arrow shows us the direction of the blood flow, and the blood flows through the valve such that the valve closes to prevent blood from flowing in the opposite direction or to prevent this backflow of blood. Now let's take a look at what this looks like in the heart. You're going to see blood moving from the atria into the ventricles, and that blood is being pushed through valves that you're going to see on the left and on the right. So blood which is squeezed out of the atria into the ventricles is squeezed through these valves. Can you tell me what is the importance of preventing backflow of blood in the heart? You can do some research and see what would be the significance of blood not flowing in the correct direction in the heart. On this slide, we take a close-up at the valves which we just talked about, which are the valves between the atria and the ventricles. As mentioned, a valve is made up of flaps, and the flaps open when blood flows through the valve. And a little tidbit or fact on the screen is that these heart sounds that surgeons or doctors listen for are the sounds made by the valves when they open and close. Right, so every time valves open and close, you're gonna get that boom boom that you hear, the sound which is the heart makes. Now we're gonna get a little technical, where we're looking at the cross section of the heart, and I'm gonna specifically say what these valves which are on the screen, what they do. These two valves, which are called the tricuspid and the bicuspid, they prevent backflow of blood into the atria when the ventricles contract. Let's look at this. We say that blood flows from the atria into the ventricles when the valves are closed. This is to prevent blood from flowing back into the atria when the ventricles contract. So let's think of it once again. Atria squeeze, blood flows from the atria into the ventricles. So that's from 1 into 3, 2 into 4. The valves close, and the valves close such that when the ventricles contract, which is 3 and 4, we don't want any blood flowing from the ventricles back into the atria. You need to know the names of these two valves. We have the tricuspid valve on the right and the bicuspid valve on the left. This bicuspid valve is also called the mitral valve. On this diagram, I'm also going to point out two other sets of valves, and this is here and here. And these two sets of valves are what we call semilunar valves. And what I want you to take note of is the name of the valve. Right, so we're not going to go into the backflow that is prevented when these valves close. All I want to go through is what happens with our tricuspid and bicuspid valves, right, which are found in between the atria and the ventricles. Remember that these valves prevent backflow of blood into the atria when the ventricles contract. So what you're going to do for me is on your diagram of the heart, where you have the chambers and the blood vessels labeled, I also want you to label the tricuspid and bicuspid valve, as well as these semilunar valves. And this is my video on valves, where we've looked at valves found in the heart, and we've talked about the function of valves, saying that they prevent the backflow of blood. And of course, these valves which I refer to are found in veins.